Omni Talk Retail. I'm Ann Mazinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are here once again from the VusionGroup booth number 4938. Come by. It's our last day here, Chris.
It is,
so
Ann.
if you're going to stop by and say hello, what are you waiting for? It's time. We'll be here again all day, except for the moment that I get to be on stage with a gentleman standing in between Chris and myself here. We have Cedric Clark. Cedric is the EVP of Store Operations at Walmart. Cedric, welcome to Omni Talk.
Yeah, this is kind of a fanboy moment. So, I just got to kind of throw that out there. And yes, excited to be on stage with you later, but I hope I don't screw it up, man.
Yeah. Oh, God. You won't screw it up.
You.
I've been getting a lot of questions about when you guys go on stage. Tell the audience, too.
Noon Eastern.
Okay, yeah, a lot of people are excited to see that. I've been getting a lot of questions about it on social media.
It's probably because Cedric asked me this morning. He wanted to know who my X-Man I most wanted to see.
Oh, thank
Chris.
you. Yes, thank you. Yes, I try really hard with those questions every week. All right, well, let's get to it because and we're going to kind of give you guys a little preview of what you can expect on stage, but I imagine they're going to go even more in depth on certain topics here at NRF because there's more time than what we have here. But Cedric, let's start with the obvious question. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your background and your role.
Yeah, so I get the fortune now to lead our 1.2 million associates in Walmart U.S. operations.
So
just
crazy.
a little small job.
Yeah,
but I started 22 years ago in sporting goods, man, selling fishing licenses in the state of Washington.
So
my journey has been, on the shop floor, starting at the entry level, supporting the business. And I did a vast array of roles on there. I was in asset protection. I ran a region in Chicago. And so what I love about that is I get the opportunity to bring any of those thoughts and experiences into decisions we make, which is going to be to put the associates in the position to be the best place to work.
So steeped in field leadership.
Yes.
That's what I get from that resume. That's great.
Well, we've heard from a lot of your colleagues that we've talked to here at NRF. I've heard you say this, that Walmart is people-led and tech-powered.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You got it right. People-led, tech-powered.
Now, can you talk to us a little bit about, in your role, what technologies you're seeing that are of interest to you as you kind of go forward trying to, tech power the people in the stores?
Yeah, and what I love about that is you got to have a North Star. And our founder in '92, before he passed away, got the Medal of Freedom, and he talked about this, framework of making it better to live, right? Because and doing that in America, like that was one of his goals. And so then save money, helping people save money and live better frame. And so then when I look at that, like having 1.2 million associates, the ability to do that is how do I create and curate an opportunity to have them empowered to delight the customer. And so with that, I'll go into a technology. We here at the VusionGroup booth, but we're partnering with them on digital shelf labels. When I think about it, it's just not the price on there, but there's the LED light that allows an associate when they show up on day one to where it can light up when they hit it on the device to say, oh my goodness, that's where the item is if I have to stock it or if I have to pick it for a customer. So part of our responsibility and my responsibility specifically is to make sure what technology we invest in allows the associate to have a great experience with the customer. And so that's really, how I frame our North Star to kind of our operating system to make sure we deliver the best place to shop and work.
Right. And having worked in the stores ourselves, I can imagine that the store teams are loving the fact that there's potentially no ad takedown ever again. That
man, the Garvey
or set up or takedown, right? Set up really more so than takedown. But yeah. All right. So you guys are always piloting new technologies. Like we follow you guys constantly. I think you're in our Fast Five every single week. What have you found is an ingredient to successfully roll out a technology, especially when it impacts the store level teams?
Yeah, I think for me is make sure you don't invest in technology just to invest in technology. A few things I think it has to enhance. It has to enhance the speed of what you're doing, which then equates to productivity. So if I'm thinking of being an associate, price changes, for example, when we think about the partnership with VusionGroup, I used to have to go in the back with a Garvey gun. I had to scan the label. Then I'd have to go back and get the little perforated sheet with all the things on them, rip them off, get paper cuts.
Oh my God!
I could keep going. Oh no! And I wasn't that
for
good.
For me, it was every Sunday. It was awful.
You get what I'm saying? So and then to think about now, I'm gonna be able to take the operating system, which is a phone in our pocket. 2 clicks in. And then the price changes that we actually, are rolling out to our customers. They're like that. Like that changes your life. And so I'm thinking about when I started to now, I will remember the day when that tedious task is no longer. And that's really how I look at it and how we look at it, and you can frame that to different technologies around our store.
Right.
And the idea too is ultimately, like we heard from probably Tractor Supply too, is to give your store associates more time to spend with the customers, right?
Yes.
That's how you measure productivity at the end of the day.
Yeah, and for us, obviously when the associate sentiment goes up and you feel like you had a good days of work and you got some things done, there's nothing like that. And, turnover is important in retail.
Oh, God,
When you think of what I would say is the transient nature of like having to hire someone else in, if we're able to mitigate that and lower that and increase our retention, that's the opportunity where I don't have to retrain someone and we can continue to go on the journey of what we're doing to try to put people in a position to save money, live better when they come to Walmart.
Yeah.
Well said.
I have a kind of a ethereal question for you,
Okay.
but if you could find a technology to solve like the number one challenge that your store associates are encountering right now in their day-to-day.
Yeah. Like retail, I'll take this broadly, but specifically for Walmart. So that term, when it looks at on an app, if I'm going on to Walmart.com, your accuracy availability allows me the opportunity to shop. If you walk in a store, your accuracy of availability allows me the opportunity to get to the shelf and have the best opportunity to get what we can get. So with that, that's kind of this framing of our operating system, and then what technologies will drive that. There's several things that we're doing, but I want to stay here with digital shelf labels. This opportunity to take the tedious task I told you ahead of time. But now think about someone that's going to be stocking. Product comes in. I've only worked in the store for 2 days. I'm going to find cinnamon spice. And you guys, if you've ever been in the spice aisle, there's a lot.
That's no man's land.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but if I don't know that and say I'm not the shopper, but then I get close to it, I hit the button, and then something lights up to tell me, that experience changes my life.
Yeah.
So
cream of tartar. Does this go in the C or the T's? I don't know.
So now we're able to leverage technology to be able to do that, and all we need to do is get them proximity to where it would be in an aisle, and then we're able to do through VusionGroup's DSLs, light it up, and then they're able to either stock it, and then the people that go around digitally shopping. So if you show up to the store and I'm going to put it in your trunk, that person running around doing your order, they have a better experience.
Well, I have to imagine that it comes in, like, the inventory availability thing is so key, too, I think, because that ends up being, right?
Yes, and so that sentiment of, okay, I came into a 150,000 square foot box, and I have
a big box, too. That's a great point.
Of items, like, that is anxiety. If I could mitigate that anxiety, the pep in my step kind of changes, and then when I actually go get something done and it resolves in me being efficient in the time that you said that it would take, then all of a sudden I have a great relationship with you, the company, and then let's just repeat that thing over and over again, and then my job is to make sure I'm still listening to that team on what things can we continue to do to enhance as we go to that next experience. What else is creating that friction that you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah, it's a great point. Inventory accuracy seems like the next frontier of retail in terms of how things are going to get done and how things are going to continue to improve.
It is.
All right, I can't let you go without asking you really both this question. You're going to be on stage at noon here at NRF. Cedric, what are you hoping the audience here takes away from your session?
Well, first off, I'm hoping that they know I know Ann.
You
got that? I hope y'all hear that. Like, I met Ann and Chris. So, that's the framing there. But if I'm being very honest, what I want to make sure is they understand, and that's why I'm excited you're doing it, Ann, with me, is like, in a very palatable way, walk through what, as a retailer, you should be thinking about as you're investing in technology.
Yeah.
It costs money.
Yeah.
But if your capital is going to enable your assets to simplify the experience for the customer, to give them speed and time back, they're going to repeat it. And so, if we can get that framing across and some examples of what that looks like, I'm actually excited. I love Walmart, but I'm also excited for those people young in their careers doing different things around retail space to be able to say, hey, we're going to take this and drive this, because competition actually drives us to do better for the customer.
Yeah.
And so that's what's exciting for me. And also, I want them to understand Walmart is the best place to work, and it is a great time frame right now to be a Walmart associate.
Oh my God.
And we'd love you to join our teams and go on this journey with us as well.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that was very well said. I'm very excited to be on stage with you later. So we want to give a quick shout out again to VusionGroup for making all of the coverage of our NRF 2025 coverage possible. Again, come stop by booth 4938. Thank you so much to Cedric for making time. I know you have a lot going on.
I know you're busy, man. Thank you.
And thanks to all of you for following along. So until our next interview, we still have a couple more later today.
Yes, we do, and we're not done yet.
No, until then.
Be careful out there.
Take care.